Sorry for the crying baby. That was my baby the whole time. Just to let you guys know. Good afternoon. My name is Creole. I'm a son, a husband, a father, a brother, and a proud union member. I'm honored to be here today. I don't speak in front of a lot of people like this usually, so stick with me. My mom is everything to me. She's the strongest person I know. She is my heart every minute. She had me at the age of 16. Right when she found out that she had been accepted to Vassar, she had me. The pressure was being a parent took over. She needed to be as strong at a young age. She had a 4.0 GPA average and accomplished being a mom and both a dad. We grew up all over South Seattle. Like most of my neighbors, we struggled. There was often 12 to 13 of us packed into a house. I attended the African American Academy with my brother for a few years, which included riding the bus all the way to Magnolia. The academy closed due to budget cuts. Then we went to Cleveland High School up on Beacon Hill. One day, I came home and found an eviction notice on my door. I knew my mom didn't have the money to pay the rent. I made the decision that would change the rest of my life. I robbed a store and took $1,800, what we needed for the rent. It's not a choice anybody should have to make. I couldn't let my mom keep worrying. I felt like I had to help her, so I did. Your mom always knows when you're trying to hide, right? The video footage from the store had been in the news before I was arrested, and she recognized the coat I had on. It had been handmade by my grandma. There was no mistaking it. I knew I had exactly what we needed to pay the rent, not a penny more. There was an effort to make an example of my case. At only 17, I was about to be sent to prison for a very long time. I just wanted to keep us in our apartment. Influential people got involved, our family, religious leaders, and even Bruce Harrell from the Seattle City Council. Even some of my teachers all came to say that I was a solid young man, a good student. I was just in a bad circumstance. I was fortunate that they rallied all together from my community, meant that I was sentenced to a few months of only house arrest and a single afternoon in jail. My mom had recently finished her college degree and got her MBA online. My case, my case caused her to miss a lot of work. She worked for a college. Her employer was embarrassed. Despite being a successful employee, she was laid off. I knew it was time to focus on my future and be successful to support my family. Following my house arrest, I worked with a group that helps you with the next step. I was looking for a second chance. This is when I met YouthCare's Youth Build. YouthCare's Youth Build program hires students and paid interns for 6 months of work, and they help you get your GED. They help you build construction skills for the construction world. Youth Build included technical certifications and a chance to earn college credits for free. I'll be honest, I wanted and needed a job, and I needed to get my GED. I entered the construction shop Youth Build and immediately felt at home. As we learned more, I realized I was talented and comfortable, much of the work like second nature. My grandma had lived in the Central District when I was a kid. We also spent time at her house. The neighborhood gentrified and property taxes went up, sometimes 4,000 in a single year. Everyone started moving further south. When I was working through my frustrations as a kid, I used to punch holes in the walls. I was proud to return to that house and repair all the holes. I built her a wheelchair ramp. I was able to build the ramp in her home in a single day. We both shed some tears. John, he's in here. John was the manager at Youth Build at the time. John taught me skills in how to be a leader, how to handle pressure, how to face attitudes in a work construction, and your emotions on the workplace. John believed in you before you believed in yourself. His confidence in my future kept me moving and trying hard, and that I won't quit. Never going to back down. This is what John says all day, every day. John, yeah, he deserves it. John was more than a teacher. He helped us heal. Society didn't expect much of us. Looking around the room, it was full of a lot of other black and brown kids. We'd all lived in poverty. Many had been homeless. John didn't judge us. He accepted excellence and assumed we would overcome our past. He shared a video of a speech, a motivational speaker called Eric Thomas. Eric was someone I could relate to. A black man born into hard circumstances, he'd experienced homelessness and witnessed violence. He knew that sometimes he just another mouth to feed, that's what it says. He was a huge success and an author and a speaker in this country. Eric focused on education and maintaining the drive to be somebody to lead a powerful life. He said had average skills but phenomenal will. He challenged us to think, to drive, to be successful. The same way that you need to breathe. How bad do you want success? Yeah, baby. You'll gain it if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. That was one of his motivational speeches. When you want to succeed as bad as you wanted to breathe, I repeated these words over and over in my head up until a year ago. I still watch the video every day. While in Youth Build, I also spent a lot of time at the Orion Center working to get my GED. I met Jill. Hello, Jill. Jill was an angel. Just like John, she instantly saw my skills and capabilities, and she never flinched. She always stayed positive. Math, science came easy to me. However, I failed the writing test 2 times. My confidence was bruised, but Jill would not let me give up. Jill and I worked together for hours to make sure that I was ready to test again. This often meant her staying late. I knew she had a long day. She never would let me know if she was tired or if she was ready to go home. Every minute, she was encouraged and warming. I passed my writing test, and I achieved my GED. Through this time, the Orion Center was a home base for me. I could get school supplies, solid meals, and everything that you could think of. The volunteers really did a great job. I still think about those tacos that they make. I couldn't do it all on my own, and I needed it. The overnight shelter kept me warm and safe. There was a lot of young people at the Orion Center who were in a very tough place, but the staff was in it to win it. Everyone I met was supportive, everyone cared, nobody was ever rude. or talk down to you. I'd never experienced anything like this in my life. The people in this organization is truly amazing. After months of hard work with my GED in hand, I took my final tool test with Youth Build and passed. Our graduation ceremony was in 5 days. I was so happy, but that joy quickly ended. My brother was murdered. My brother was a successful hip hop artist in Seattle and beyond. His talent was gaining national recognition. And he just signed a contract with Def Jam Records. Others were very jealous of his fame. Toxicology made it clear that he was poisoned at night. But there was no investigation, no arrest. The rest of my cohort, Youth Build, had my back. And the worst thing that ever happened to me, they were there. They weren't gonna let me fall. I made it through graduation, even started working immediately. John checked on me every day to make sure my family was good. He intended to make sure I was good. He's a king in my eyes. I refused to let grief freeze me. It motivated me. I focused on fireproofing. I spent the next few years working in a variety of small, medium-sized companies. I had a big company truck. I was making reasonable wages. I was leading projects, but I knew my talents could take me further. The fire stopping company I was working for had contracts in a big building downtown called Tower 12. My brother's name was Greg. We're all born on the 7th. I even have 7s going up my arm. I only have 3 males in my family, and we were all born on the 7th. And one morning, I was at the job. A fellow walks up, introduces himself. He says his name is Greg. He noticed my hard work, and he was the leader for a union for a local. I can't tell you what local because they told me I shouldn't. It all seemed like a sign from above, his name being Greg and the number 7. I transitioned to the union and started working for a company, I can't say that either, in 2016. I focused on a project with a tight timeline, which proved my capacity and skills, and started taking work from the people that been in the union a long time. My next project was the fire stopping at the remodel of the Space Needle. I leaded that project. I was the foreman. This included some scary moments and high winds dangling from the top of the needle. Luckily, we have harnesses. And I stayed calm and met deadlines no matter the conditions. I was then assigned fire stopping work for the new Highway 99 tunnel. I led that project as a foreman. Today, I'm a foreman for about 12 buildings. If you see any skyscrapers, usually I'm there. I went to work, actually today, this morning at 2:30 a.m., and came back to talk to you guys. I'm proud to work really hard, and I'm proud that I make a healthy 6-figure salary. I'm able to provide for my family. It has been great to taste some of the nicer things in life, like new BMWs and all that, you know. It's good not to work paycheck to paycheck. Stability is one of the finest things in life. I got married a year ago to my high school sweetheart, Brittany Banks. We've welcomed my beautiful baby girl into this world. Her name is Liberty. She's the one that's been crying all day. She's my legacy. She will never know what poverty is. She will always have love. She will always have support. And she will always have her dreams. About 18 months ago, I gave my mom a fully custom Mercedes E-Class 350 AMG Benz. Fully paid off. Fully paid off. Okay? The details matter because it was her dream car. Custom color, custom rims, custom TV, everything. It was one of the proudest moments in my life. My mom had discovered, and I had an entrepreneurial streak. Hopeful to help her start her own business. I know my brother is smiling down on us. Ending homelessness doesn't take some fancy new solution that we have yet to think of. It takes dedication staff like every member in YouthCare. Every member. Working hard with each young person that was like me, which I was hard-headed when I started. It takes honest conversations of racism who ends up being homeless. Okay, I don't know what that means. And it takes knowing every young person who wants to make it. It is worth it. It's even a long road. I can't wait to drive Liberty through town and show her all the buildings that her dad has built. I'd like to invite my family up to join me, if she can. Can you? I owe everything to my mom and YouthCare's Youth Build. This is definitely the best program, and I appreciate what you guys are doing. I wouldn't be where I'm at if there wasn't for people like you that are actually caring about the youth. Never would dream about buying my mom a car and a house and buying my own condo, buying her any BMW she wants. So definitely what you guys are doing is making a difference. After this is over, I'd like to talk to some of you if you guys want to talk to me, and then I got to head back to work. So you guys have a good night.